Hello again, everyone. It's Ryan again, aka Dark Winter Moon. And for all of those that are returning to my channel, thank you so much. And for all of those that are new to the channel, welcome. I created this channel to talk about all things witchy and magical. So whether you're a beginner to witchcraft and magic or you're a more advanced practitioner, I have all things for you here. And today what I wanted to talk about is not giving up in your witchcraft practice, because it will pay off if you stick with it. But before we get into that, I would like to tell you I am busily trying very hard to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please share these videos to anyone that you think might be interested. Liking, subscribing, and commenting is so helpful. I'm also trying to build my Patreon, and that will all be linked below, but whatever way that you can help me out to keep me able to do these videos is greatly appreciated. So with that said, how about we get started on today's topic? So what do I mean by not giving up on witchcraft? So first of all, let me tell you, I field a lot of questions from people that are just now starting to approach witchcraft or work with the deity. And I know how intimidating and overwhelming it can be. And for those of you that don't know, I started practicing witchcraft in 1999. I know, right? So that means I've been doing this for 23 years. And I'm still learning, I'm still growing. I feel like there's still so much about witchcraft and magic and working with deity that I don't know and that I still want to explore. So I guess the first thing that I will impart to you is that no matter where you are in your journey, there are things that are intimidating, there are things that are overwhelming, and that is okay. And to just stick with it, to keep going. But how do you do that? How do you even get started if you find that the approach to magic or deity is just overwhelming and so intimidating? Well, knowledge is key. Knowledge is power. I know that sounds maybe cliche and trite, but it's so true. So one of the best ways that you can start is to read. To read and learn and educate yourself. And again, that is why I started this channel. There's lots of great information available on YouTube. There's lots of great information available on my channel. And there's lots of great information available in books. Llewellyn is one of my favorite publishers because they have a diverse sampling of books on witchcraft and magic and deities. So that's a place to start. I'll link that below. And I'll also link a few starter books below. But beyond that, what do I mean by not giving up? Witchcraft is a practice. And what do we usually think of when we say the word practice? We think about doing something repetitively over and over again until we get better at it. And that's exactly one of the facets of the word practice as applied to witchcraft. I'm going to link a video right here called Practices to Improve Your Spiritual Journey. But what are some of those practices? Meditation, journaling, doing simple spells are some of the practices that I recommend. So for instance, every morning, almost every morning, hello kitty, got kitties around. Almost every morning, I do 20 minutes of yoga, and then I do 20 minutes of journaling, and usually something emotional will come out of the journaling, and I'll go and meditate. I will meditate with Apollo, bless his wisdom, in order to sort out my feelings that came up during that meditation and in order to gain insight. He is a very helpful deity for helping me kind of pick apart and parse out and understand some of the emotions that come up in my journaling. So, and that kind of is a good segue into deity practice. It is but to start that you start any sort of practice. And so a lot of my regular practice with Apollo is meditating with him. And by doing that on a regular basis, I'm continuing to build on my relationship with him. So let's kind of break that down. So I get a lot of questions about how to start and approach deity. And I will also link a video up here about approaching deity on your own terms. And one of the best ways you can start and approach deity is consistency. So if you're feeling intimidated about approaching deity, try to sit down, get quiet, and meditate, and reach out to them and see what happens. Meditation is so key, and it's one of those practices that you can repeat. And just keep at it. Keep trying. Keep trying your meditation. Keep trying to reach out to deity. Every time you try, you get feedback. You get information. You start to be able to refine your approach, and maybe something didn't work, or maybe when you approached deity, you got kind of a negative response to something you were doing. And not letting that discourage you, even though it can be kind of scary sometimes and intimidating, is so important. Take time after each experience, each attempt, reflect, journal, meditate, and try again, and see if it changes, and keep modifying that approach. And I promise you, if you stick with it, it will pay off. Not only will you start to change, but you'll get more and more and more information back from deity that will allow you to become closer to them and to forge a relationship with them. So the same thing applies to magic. So I have learned so many things in witchcraft by screwing up, by trial and error. I think our society teaches us that failure is not okay, that if we fail, that somehow we're not doing it right, or we're not good enough, or we're not doing well. And I think that's complete BS, because failure is a teacher. It is a lesson. It is a way that we grow. If we don't fail, then we can't get information about what we did that wasn't desirable, and we can't improve ourselves. So please do not let failure or perceived failure stop you. Keep at it. Keep going. So to sum this all up, witchcraft and magic and working with deity are all practices. And I stress the practice part of that in order to become better, in order to learn and grow, you have to keep at it. You have to keep doing it. And in some ways, it's a grind. But I promise you that if you keep at it, whatever it is, if you find your little thing to start with, whether it's setting up an altar, whether it's committing to meditate on a regular basis, whether it's committing to try out a simple spell, whatever resonates with you, whatever it is, just stick with it. And I promise you, it will pay off. You will learn and you will grow. And before you know it, you'll look back and you're like, wow, that seems so intimidating and hard. And yes, it was, but in hindsight, it doesn't seem as hard and intimidating as I feared that it would be. Well, thank you all, as always, for watching. I love your comments. Please continue to comment. I respond to them all. I love to hear what's going on in the community. Feel free to comment about videos and topics that you would like me to discuss, and I'd be happy to do so. And like I said before, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm trying to continue to be able to do these videos. So any way that you can help me, if you can subscribe, if you can share my videos, if you could like and comment, if you could join my Patreon, or all of the above, it would be greatly appreciated. I love you all. Have a wonderful weekend, and blessed be.